Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share. My friend Joseph, he loves chicken and broccoli, and this is probably his all-time favorite dish, but he could not eat as often as he would like because every time when he tried to cook this dish, he has to prep the chicken, and he did not like prepping chicken at all. Because the first thing he has to do is to remember to thaw out the chicken from the freezer, and then he has to slice them into pieces that is suitable for stir frying. Although the process of cooking the dish is very quick, it usually takes him about 5 to 6 minutes. And then usually one piece of chicken breast is more than he would like to put in his dish. The next step is to get the broccoli out of the chicken. Again, he usually has more broccoli that he can use for that particular meal. And here is where the concept of advanced prepping comes into place. Chicken is probably one of the most popular protein sources in America today, mainly because it is relatively inexpensive, and it is also healthier than other red meat such as beef and pork. And usually when you go to the store, you can buy them in what is known as family pack, that comes in about a 5-pound package. They are very suitable if you want to eat quite a bit of chicken, such as pan-fried chicken in the wok. However, for Joseph, this is far more chicken than he wants to eat in one evening. What he would like to do is to use about maybe 4 to 8 ounces of chicken to put into a stir-frying dish, in this case his favorite with broccoli. And another disadvantage that Joseph also frequently found is that when he purchased a 5-pound package of chicken, he can get an excellent price, but it is way more than he can use for over a week. So he will have to freeze them, and quite often he will freeze them just entirely in the freezer. Advanced prepping is an idea that you will prep all the food ingredients in advance. So when you're ready to use them, they are all cut and prepared in the way that you want to for you to put into the wok right away. Joseph now have the problem solved. He advanced prep all his chickens, and when he's ready to use it, he can thaw it out in a bowl of warm water in 10 minutes. Furthermore, the chicken is already prepped to the exact size that he would like for stir frying. This way he can have chicken anytime he wants. Previously, I have posted a video to demonstrate this method, how to do advanced prepping of chicken, and that you can go from freezer to the wok in 10 minutes. The most important thing in advanced prepping chicken is that you need to have a good knife. I use a ceramic knife. And the reason I use a ceramic knife is because it can stay sharp for much longer than steel knife, so I don't have to worry about sharpening it very often. In fact, this is a ceramic knife that I have used over 3 years, and I have yet to sharpen it. It has remained sharp all this time. You cannot sharpen ceramic knife easily, so when it gets dulled, you have to replace it. But when a ceramic knife works well, as you can see here, it slices through tomatoes, as it is like they said, like cutting through butter. In the past, I used to use a steel knife, but they usually dull in about 1 to 2 weeks, and then you have to sharpen it again. Slicing the chicken to the size appropriate for stir frying is actually quite easy, and you can slice it to different sizes as you prefer, depending on how big a piece that you want. But generally, you should slice the chicken to about the size of a quarter. However, there are times you want to slice it bigger, depending on whether you would like to use the chicken, for example, to make things like chicken tender. By cutting the chicken into different sizes, it gives you a lot of options how you want to use them later. How you store the chicken is also a consideration that's worth thinking about, because it will govern how you will use them and how much you will use in each dish. I use Ziploc sandwich bag because that is just about the right size to store 8 ounces of sliced chicken. The Ziploc sandwich bag might seem a bit thin to store meat in the freezer, but for the amount of time that I'm going to store the chicken, it works out okay. I think in my case, the main determining factor is the amount of chicken that I want to store in. For 8 ounce, it's just right. If I use any bag that is too big, then it would not work well. There will be too much empty space. As you can see here, for 8 ounces of chicken, I can spread out the chicken inside the bag in pretty much as a thin layer, almost from edge to edge in the bag. What I'm doing here is that I try to force out as much air as possible, so there are as little dead space inside the bag. By having the bag in a thin layer, it has the maximum surface area for quick thawing. An advantage of this system is that, first and foremost, the chicken is ready to go from the freezer to the wok as soon as after it is being thawed. And the second important advantage is that by able to thaw them in a bowl of water, it's much better than for them in the microwave. And now Joseph also has put in a lot of time in how to store and label his chicken. He always labels them on the flap, so he can see them readily and able to tell the date. So he can always choose the one with the oldest date and use them first. And then he will freeze them in the freezer by laying them flat. Now this has an advantage because after it is being frozen, he can stand them up and he can put them in his freezer like he would store files in a file cabinet. And with the label on the top, he can easily find out what is the date for the chicken when it is being frozen. Joseph told me that this is probably the most valuable tip that he learned from me in advanced prepping, because he loves chicken and now he can have chicken anytime he wants. Any night when he likes to have chicken, he walks into the kitchen. The first thing he does is to thaw out some chicken in a bowl of warm water, and now he is ready to stir fry his favorite chicken broccoli dish. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine using my fast cooking system. If you'd like to learn more about this cooking system, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.